Hi friends, my name is Emily Barton. I am the mother of Jaxley. Some of you might have been following us for a short time and some of you have been here since the very beginning. But I just wanted to introduce myself. We recently did stem cell therapy for Jaxley. She is 4 years old. She has cerebral palsy, both ataxic and spastic. And we have just been on this journey with her the last 4 years in doing everything that we can to give her the best outcome and the brightest future as possible. So once we learned about stem cell therapy, I sat on it for about a year and did some research and just kind of sat and watched some other friends that had done this type of therapy. And after enough time, I was like, okay, I want to go ahead and give this a go for Jax. I want to try it. I want to see what it can do for her and see if it helps. So we did this treatment 6 weeks ago, and so I'm kind of giving this 6-week post-op video and update. I want to talk a little bit more about what stem cell therapy is. I want to talk about our doctor, why we went with him, and then the outcome and how Jaxley's doing since then. So by no means is this a scientific video. It's just a mom who is sharing what I have been educated with and the research that I've done, and just as a tool along the way, maybe to help you or a loved one, and just to give you guys an update on our journey and where we're at with Jax. So stem cell therapy, there's a variety of different types of stem cell therapy, and stem cells are becoming more and more popular, and people are learning more about them and talking more about them. So it's something that you might be familiar with and have heard of. But specifically, the reason why we chose to do stem cell therapy is the possibility for Jaxley to the part of her brain that did not develop correctly, the basal ganglia of her brain, the possibility to have these tissues that were damaged or not functional to be regenerated and healed. So through the stem cells, repaired really. So we found Dr. Shea in Pasadena, California through my girlfriend, Christina Smallwood. She has a daughter who's a year older than Jaxley, and they underwent this stem cell treatment. And so I watched her journey, and I watched what they went through, and I watched the progress that her little girl experienced. And so after that, I was like, okay, I think I want to do this for Jax. There are no adverse effects of the treatment, so really you have nothing to lose other than a little bit of an investment. So we went ahead and did it, and we used the same doctor she did, Dr. Shea, and he's out of Pasadena, as I mentioned. And the reason why we went with him is a couple different things. He's a local doctor, and he uses live birth blood umbilical cord stem cells. So all of the stem cells are from babies who were born full term, live, healthy. They went through extensive testing, both them and their parents, and the umbilical cord stem cells were preserved in a way that keeps the stem cells alive, and then they were used for Jaxley. So that's one of the reasons why we used him. You have to be careful about who you use and what they're using, where they're getting their product, and you want to make sure that these stem cells are living and that they were sourced ethically. And then another reason why we use Dr. Shea is because he is currently the only doctor who pairs stem cell therapy with this microcurrent therapy. And how it was explained to us is stem cells on their own will travel, and if they don't know where to go, they will go and settle in the lungs, and they will settle in the kidneys. So in order to get these stem cells to the place they need them, he pairs it with this microcurrent machine. And what this microcurrent machine is it's programmed according to your specific needs. So in this case, he looked at Jaxley's medical files, he looked at her MRIs of her brain, and he determined exactly where these stem cells needed to go. So he programmed this machine to send the stem cells to the part of her brain that needs the repair and the regeneration. So post-op, pre-op, pre-op, you call in, you can have a in-person evaluation or over-the-phone evaluation, and they will explain into greater scientific depth about stem cell therapy and the stem cells and what they do and what their abilities are. And then you come in to your appointment. Basically the one thing that we were advised to do is just be hydrated, have Jaxley hydrated for the IV that she was going to get, and it's about a 4-hour long process, so from start to finish. So essentially they hooked her up to an IV and started administering the stem cells through IV, and then they also gave her nasal spray, probably 10 rounds every 5 minutes of nasal spray, shooting the stem cells directly from into her nose. That is the direct passageway to the brain. So while they were doing all of this, she's wearing the microcurrent machine, which is 2 leads on her head and then 2 leads on the back of her neck. And I didn't mention she wore the machine probably an hour before they started the stem cell therapy. And basically the microcurrent machine is sending frequencies throughout her body to get the messages to the brain, to the part of the brain that needs it. So she's wearing her microcurrent, she's getting her stem cells. Once she received 30 million stem cells, that's how much we purchased, then the treatment was over. We also purchased the microcurrent machine, and we wore it for 4 days straight after after her treatment. And the reason and the crucial point of that being is to keep those frequencies going. And so then after the 4 days of the microcurrent machine going, we try and do it at least a minimum of an hour a day, if not 3 to 9 hours a day. And we've really done it while she's been sleeping because there's cords and she kind of gets annoyed by them, but 100% worth it. So the cost of that treatment was $12,000. The stem cells were $10,000 and then the machine was $2,000, and it's a one-time thing. So we paid for one treatment, we went and had it done, and we can do it again. The doctor recommends, if you do want to do it again, at least wait 6 months, if not maybe a little bit longer, because you want to see the full effects of the first stem cell therapy session. And it can take, so you can see progress starting from the day you get the treatment up to 6 months. So we came home, Jax got a little sick. She was a little irritable, just like a cold, which I guess is common because your body just received a whole bunch of stem cells that it doesn't know what it's doing and why. And so it fights back a little bit. And so she just got a little cold, a little under the weather, and she was kind of not herself for probably 6 to 7 days. And then after that she totally bounced back and she was herself, and the cold went away and she was back at it. So really that was like the only negative thing that we saw, but well worth the little sickness for the results that we have been experiencing. So as I mentioned, you can see results from the day you get the treatment up until 6 months, and that's really the extent of breakthroughs and progress and things that you will see. So specifically what we've seen with Jaxley, and it's really been within the last 2 weeks. So it took us about 4 weeks for us to see some changes in her. And the changes that we have seen are she is able to walk so much longer with her walker than she was previously able. So she has more endurance, she has more strength, she can maneuver her walker so much better. Her walker is currently one of the front wheels locked and the other one is unlocked, so she can turn, but she's so unstable. She was so unstable on the walker that having both of the wheels unlocked was just too much instability, so she needed more support. Now she turns her walker, so this one's still unlocked, this one's locked, but she can turn her walker both ways. She can do a 360 in it. Like I said, she can walk further distances. She has more energy, more determination, just overall strength, and that's been the biggest improvement we have seen with her specifically. So we still know that there's more to come and are just super hopeful for all the progress that she is going to make, and we are so grateful for all the progress that she's made this far, and it's just been amazing. For me specifically, I would say it has been worth it. Every case is different, every person's different, so there are absolutely no guarantees, and the doctor will tell you that. So it's really a gamble, but we knew that, you know, it was something that we wanted to do, and that if we did it, we could say, you know what, we've tried everything in our power to give this girl the best. And so I'm just so happy that we went ahead and went forward with it. We don't know if we're going to do another session or not. We're just going to kind of wait and see, and then take it from there. But the first one that we have done has been an absolute success, and I absolutely recommend Dr. Shea. He is such a humble, kind man. It is amazing who he is as a doctor, and the accolades and awards that he has earned and received for his microcurrent technology paired with the stem cell. He texted me to see how she was after her treatment, so he is so caring and so kind. And so this is just a little snippet into our journey, and we just thank you guys for following along and supporting us and asking how Jax is doing and what her progress is and all that kind of stuff. So we just thank you for everything you've been to us over this time, and hope you enjoyed the update.